Hello and welcome all. I'm your not-so-humble Dungeon Master TJ, and this is Dice of Ages, presenting CrestVahllen, the Argent Flame, episode 49 of Fang and Family. Without further ado, let's get into the recap of the previous episode. The group returns to their rooms upstairs and collect within the Sky Lounge to discuss current events and possible plans. Thoughts on how to intervene and what to do about the Vogel orator are contemplated, but decisions prove difficult to attain. Meanwhile, Pernua stabs a peeper through the wall that Tweg tracks down to the end of little consequence, although they do bear the symbol of Clan Harak. Trisheni checks on Ermgrim through Shakar, witnessing an emotionally potent scene of fire and blade. The only word being uttered is Vogel. The political nature of Steercrag is reflected upon, as are the paradigms of cowboy diplomacy, public opinion, and the trials. Argest sends to Ermgrim, warning him that someone may be hunting him, but Ermgrim only responds with a warning of his own, and that there are bigger fish to fry. As Log dreams that night, an exaggerated form of Moonchild speaks to him, stating that truth is within. Welcome back to CrestVahllen.
Hello and welcome back! Last we left off, the Argent Flame was bedding down for a rest on the evening of the, what was it, the 28th or 27th? 27th, resting down on 27th after a lot of discussion as to what may happen and what their plans may be for tomorrow. Log had a dream in which it's found. The rest, all of you then wake up in the evening. Actually, before I get ahead of myself,
time for me to level up.
You guys are all level up. Not quite.
Thought I'd try. It was worth a shot. There's some things I'm looking forward to.
Pernua does let you know as you wake up the next morning and you browse that there was one or two other individuals who were trying to eavesdrop throughout, as it is, kind of par for the course for this area. And she just, adjusted some of the loose floorboards through the wall in that area just to give them a little bit more to think about it. This is her job. She's a guard. She's supposed to stand guard, so she knows how to, move along. Move along. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Move along.
It's the people who die.
Cole, did you peek through the eye holes? Did you sleepwalk or something?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You guys wake up. It is the 28th of High Lock. Ooh, right. Let me pull up that for you. So you have advantage on insight checks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Drop.
Okay.
The internet is being rather slow
Just
today.
like
It's
that.
okay. Give you a shot.
There's no paper left.
You will figure out. Come on, Vogue. While I'm figuring that out, is there anything you guys do for your morning rituals? 28th of High Lock.
I have to get up and pray. So that means none of my armor's on. I try to pray with my armor off.
Are you going to take your armor off? Because remember, you can sleep in your armor, but you choose not to. Okay, you choose to take your armor off.
Yeah, I'm not afraid.
Is there a particular prayer you'd like to say?
Is it one of those say my prayer?
That's up to you. Unless you want to do something far more generic.
Let's see here. Go to everybody first and then let me think.
Oh, okay. Sound good. Does anybody else want to do anything this morning?
Major armor.
Eugene Levy and Missy Pyle for.
Okay, I was gonna go up to Log before he wakes up and
play a really flat note on there and go, Log, this is what you did.
Okay, both of you roll luck checks for me. See who wakes up first.
Oh.
Six.
Wow. So, like, Log is just rousing, and you quickly grab your flute and walk up to him and do that. They in his face.
I just swing. I don't even look at his swing.
Yeah, you just.
Okay.
I'm gonna go make some coffee.
So, cool. There's a bunch of bugbear claws that come at you in your face. You're okay though. You dodging.
Log, that's what you were doing last night. That's not good.
You just did that.
Yeah, to wake you up and tell you what was not good.
Was he good last night?
No.
Still better than you.
Today, Bezer is a waxing crescent. Zeliel is a last quarter. And Ansiel is a waxing crescent.
He was way too drunk to be okay.
So no full moons today.
I almost slipped on a pile of spit.
Not for a while.
That was you guys.
Okay. You guys got up, I'm going to say probably around 7 a.m. because you went to bed at a decent hour last night. If you guys wanted a head start on stuff today, it's time to boogie.
Okay.
I made some coffee. So we can
Sure.
boogie cop. So we can
Make some
boogie
coffee.
caffeinated.
You're doing okay on coffee. You like
I have
about a
29 pounds of
Okay,
coffee.
yes, you're doing fine.
I might have used one.
Most of it is in the bag. There's no way you're carrying around 29 pounds of coffee.
I mean, Argus
got
might be. Just like,
I mean, Argus
You wanna buy
did
some
throw Log. Argus did throw Log over his shoulders, so we know he's strong enough to like carry at least a bug.
Right, wasn't there that thing, the spider thing where it was
Yeah.
on fire? And ting, 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 ting,
yes.
ting.
Yes,
Behind
after
him.
Log was unconscious, I tried to pick him up multiple times.
Granted, he was slick.
Argus picked him up after one attempt.
So,
ran.
Eleazar,
His face
you
right
do
dry
your
on the
prayer
floor.
today.
Yes.
So,
So, in normal fashion, I just slam my sword in the ground in front of me. And I get on one knee. And I will say, Warm Blizzard, I laud you. Thank you for allowing me to wake up to another day of life. And as me and the Argent Flame go into a situation that we're unsure about, I beg for your protection and your insight. Amen.
Okay, please roll a religion check.
Oh, wrong. Don't. $11.
11. So you don't get a response as much as you just feel went through, who's heard. You kind of have to get that, like, I'm not wearing my armor. My armpits feel really cool. They're really cold. This is weird. Why do they feel cold? This is very odd. And you, like, kind of stick your hands under your armpits, keep them warm. And you're like, you should probably feel better right now. But yeah, you just kind of get that cool breeze, but not. You did your daily absolution.
Oh, yeah. Put the armor back on.
I hope you said it doesn't take you so long.
I know, huh? Everything's nice and shiny.
Argus can only reach so you have to get down on your knee.
Don't always expect a response, but just make sure I do it every day.
Went through.
Here we go.
Okay. So it is the 28th of Hylock. Day is yours.
I will.
About 7:30.
I will quickly warg into Shakar just to do a quick check up on where Ermgrim is in his journey. After
The car.
major armor.
As your vision wargs into Shakar, a creature that does not need to sleep in the evening, you find on the corner of a dumpster. And below the dumpster to the side is Ermgrim curled up among a couple rags and some trash. Looking ragged. He does not look well. In fact, as that kind of recognition of you entering Shakar releases that sound, you see Ermgrim's eyes just open up and look at Shakar and look around. This looks like the lightest sleep Ermgrim's ever got. You see him kind of scramble up on all fours, lean up for a moment, and look across the way. Glance at a window, glance at a door, and glance in the window at the other side of the door. With an intense, piercing gaze. Watching, ripping something at his belt. You just hear that leathery, tenuous rub of leathery skin against leathery skin, and the tension of tendons within. As Shakar looks down and you see that rusted type, machete bardish type style weapon haphazardly tucked into his belt. His eyes look not like hungover or drug bloodshot, but sleep deprivation bloodshot. A bit crazed, but not craven. He's right now of one mind and single-minded. You do not recognize the neighborhood in which they are in, meaning that you probably been to the neighborhood as of yet.
I will relay what I saw.
Looks like Grimmy's got a quarry then.
I think we know who the quarry is.
You?
That might really make today be interesting.
Does anybody know where Stoneworm is, if we're going to go that route?
I've never been to the city. I have no clue.
I mean, if we need to find it, we can. Let's just piece at a time. Piece at a time.
We could probably ask at least our friend downstairs.
Right.
Right? Like,
But I think we're good.
You also
We
know
need
what
to
he's
make a move.
picked up.
The one who I think is going to be harder to find is the plotter, not necessarily the Stoneworm. So,
we go look for it.
Well,
Sorry.
why don't we go ask? Hair of the dog.
Yeah.
She pops open a can, starts sipping it with one eye half full.
Eliezer drinks his coffee.
I'm sorry, a little hair of the dog.
Straight black, no sugar.
Pulling it around her head.
Sugar, what are you doing?
She's not a dog.
I'm not
It sounded good.
Where would I got sugar?
Moonshine's
Who would ruin good coffee?
Now, I do have a question. Since I have some extra items on me that I want to dispose of, is it just
Put it in the bag.
automatically?
No.
Like I have like
Give him
a
the Zendak,
crossbow
he'll do
I'm not gonna
something with them.
use
like throw 'em on the
now.
ground.
No, you
Right,
sell
right.
it.
They sit on the ground. They're there.
I mean, you know, like I have a crossbow and some stuff.
You can
that I
go
was
sell it.
thinking
Give
about.
him the Zendak, he'll do something with them.
No, you won't. saying like he
You
doesn't want
look
all
at
that
him,
junk.
and he's like covered in tools,
Right.
all over his body. He's got like a
The
big old
bag of
apron
holding with 1,000 pounds
He's
of this stuff in
got
it.
his
I am
big
a
old
hoarder.
goggles down, currently like wrenching and increasing the tension on his crossbow that he's carrying around.
Gun.
As he'd be like, "No, you
Gun.
won't," and he's like, "Huh?"
Pew pew.
Yeah.
He would be doing that with his gun, honestly.
Clean the barrel.
Whatever you like to do.
I'll worry about that once everything's done.
Okay.
I want to just sell some of this stuff.
I mean, honestly, keeping a crossbow on you doesn't serve any detriment to you. All it does.
Right, but I have the very crossbow that I got from. So I don't want two of them. That's a waste of. I can turn that into money, man.
But if the very
I like
crossbow
money.
stops
I like
working for
money.
you,
Would you like to visit the merchant quarter? Try to hawk some things?
I don't think we have time right now.
besides, if the very crossbow doesn't like your insult, another crossbow doesn't hurt to have.
No, but you can still use it as a regular one though.
It says
It's
that
only-
it refuses
It
to fire
refuses to work
if
at
you-
that point.
If you attempt
If
to
you-
intimidate it or persuade it or whatever it is with your charisma, if you fail, it doesn't fire.
Jams up.
That's if
If-
you want to do the more damage, correct?
That's correct.
But you can use it as a regular crossbow
Yes,
still,
yes.
right? So
If you want to make it fire.
so that'll be like a you're saying so it'll be like a Hail Mary, we need a big hit type of deal
Well,
for you.
It's not that high of a charisma roll for you.
Right.
It's
For
like,
him, it
it's
was.
like a 13 intimidation. You have like +5 to your intimidation or something. Or 3 or whatever it is.
It's up there.
Doing it skills.
So like, your chances are a lot higher than mine.
Yeah, because I have a +5 to my intimidation.
Right.
I like how you don't have good intimidation, even though you like to just set fires in your hand constantly while you talk to people.
I'm also 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's almost like a lighter.
It's not so much intimidation as just like. He's
on a lighter.
It's
A big.
as intimidating as he is, just
I'm
makes
gonna start
you feel
calling you
bad
G.
about yourself because it just speaks like unsaid truths about you. Feel like you're self-conscious about your stature, and you should feel bad about
Come on, Zip.
it.
It's more articulate than that.
Is it though?
I'm sure you feel bad because you aren't as tall as you want to be.
I've never heard it come out quite that nice.
Okay.
Great.
You're not short. You're just vertically challenged.
So,
We want to get a little breakfast. Go ask.
Here we go,
There's a
yeah.
he knows just.
Yeah. Are we
let's
trying to
just go
locate
ask.
the bard, or
Let's go
That's
find
what
out
I thought,
information.
right?
I'll go do drugs and find out information?
What? We can just eat breakfast.
No. Don't do drugs this early in the morning.
Yeah.
Save that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's red.
That's on you.
Oh, did I ever give that back to you?
It's in.
I took it out of your eye. I don't know if I ever give it back to you.
Know that?
So go talk to Bill Grower really quick.
okay, you guys go downstairs to Bill Grow. Is there any particular hot topics of conversation you would like to discuss?
We need
Breakfast.
to know
And
where.
Do you know where we could find somebody with something like this? And I pull out my bean and show it to him.
Cool. You walk up to Bill Grow, who's standing behind the bar.
I wait
I-
until I'm like there, but yes.
Yeah, no. And then you do so. Yeah, of course. You do so. You walk up to him, his eyes are open, he's just like,
Sea-Wank.
Dog, wake him up.
ah!
There you go.
ah! I was trying that, like, lucid dream. I was trying that, like, lucid dreaming thing.
It's gonna be very dangerous. Just,
My eyes are super dry.
well, that's what happens when you don't close them. Close them like every, so many seconds.
Oh, I missed.
A bucket?
Miss the bucket of the...
That's okay. What do you guys need?
But do you know where somebody is staying that has a badge like this? And I show him my bean.
The guy yelling about Vogel.
Oh,
In support of. Well,
you know, I did hear about somebody had a nice fangled thing like that over in the Vogel Estates. Something like that. There's a bunch of work spread so fast around here.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
Of course.
Do you want to ask
How about-
where anything is?
The Stoneworm Estates.
Smack him again. Remember, you gotta blink.
Right. Right. Hey.
drugs.
Hi. Morning.
Morning.
It's the
The Stoneworm
He
Estates?
told me he was there for 5 days after.
Oh, well, I
Didn't see
mean,
that.
since. Well, technically, since the Stoneworm is still technically the clan in power, they are holed up in the Fang.
Thank you.
So they don't. Their estates are.
The Fang.
Yeah. I mean, they have their own properties, but I mean, right now it's like, you know, the governor lives in the governor's mansion right now.
so the
If
thing
we-
is the
The fact.
black.
The actual
Right?
Big
fact.
Fang.
Yeah. Okay.
It's in the
Just double
center of
checking.
the city.
You guys could have been more imaginative. That's all I'm saying.
What?
Nothing.
Did you ever get a location for the
Am I rubbing off on you?
I think it was extra
The thing
bitter
that's
coffee
going down
this
today?
morning. Something.
Did you ever get a location for where that's happening?
Was
I'm gonna smack him again.
ah! I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah. What?
Breakfast.
Yeah, sure.
With something strong to drink.
Hold the dandruff.
Yes.
You're missing out.
No, you're not.
You say that loud enough for everybody to hear.
He goes in the
not
back.
quiet.
Let's get stuff ready.
Why is that not sanitary at all?
Just think like
Because it's not.
drugs.
Well, to be fair, he's
Drugs are
dwarf,
bad.
so-
Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad.
Same
Drugs like this
drugs are bad.
force your body to be in a state of alert, but your mind gets to fall asleep. So you just like stand there and fall asleep. Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad.
Okay.
Jeez, you.
So he's back to making breakfast.
Yeah, he's making breakfast.
So what are we doing while we're waiting? I know.
There's just a couple of drunks here from the last night that are still.
Right, does somebody want to check on the garbage pile?
Why?
No.
No.
You can go stick your face in it. Really.
I don't know about the garbage pile, so.
Yeah, I'll go over there. Just want to make sure Anki aligns.
There's a little puddle nearby.
Oh, he missed more than number 2. Anki align, you doing all right?
You just hear the mushrooms. You can't tell if it's like a poop dust fart or if it's spores, but a little cloud comes from the bucket.
Step back.
Has the biomass been satisfactory?
This has been delightful.
What about the last one?
Last one. Oh, you speak of the small. I'm sorry. Regular size individual who likes fungal pursuits.
What about the one before that?
You speak of the creatures in the cave?
Yes.
Ah, yes. Quite a lot of mass. Mostly keratin, hard to break down. Difficult, may take several years, but the meaty textures within have already started to decompose and create quite a bit of nitrogen for my purposes.
Great. If you need anything else, just, let me know. I'll keep spreading you where I can.
Wonderful. How would you suppose I do that?
Well, I'll make more of you soon enough. So,
I understand. Hurry up and wait. I am familiar with this game.
or you could tell me now. There's always.
What is it that I need to tell you?
Find.
The trashy.
If I'm not doing a good enough job spreading the fire, what do I need to change?
Half stone t-shirt that's there.
Get feather.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So glad I could help. And thank you for helping me. I feel hurt.
And Eleazar walks over to the bucket.
Hello.
Let's go.
Yep. Conversation was over.
Cole's gonna
Thank
look
you
over and
for
go,
the carbon dioxide from your breath.
Gizmo, that's just wrong.
Fucking hysterical.
Did you help with this log?
I mean, does this look like something I would help with?
Yes, that's why I asked you.
Well, there you go.
That's just wrong, log. Wrong.
It's helpful. Really.
Moving on.
Will just does this.
So,
Where are we going?
Got
Fang.
it. Yeah. Fang first.
And first, do we look for the Vogel Bard first?
Split the party.
Could always do that, but only groups of 3.
Who would you want to go where and why?
Split you two up so we have somebody that's good at the game.
Okay.
I think I would do better with the actual Bard than with the
Yes.
Stoneworm.
Yeah.
So the three of us again go talk to the stoneworms.
Yep.
Okay.
And the three of you go talk to a bard.
Sure.
Oh yay, Trisha, you get to babysit me in log.
Yeah, I go over. I go.
How are we going to
You're gonna
communicate?
be okay. It's gonna be okay. So I've got
Here,
this.
Twig, hop on. I'll take Twig.
There you go.
So with the spores, what's the?
I hate swag.
Report spores have a
He's not
distance
coming with
of
you. I'm taking him with me.
Get up out of it
It's
until you
like-
guys make him.
300 feet.
Oh, so not good enough then. Okay. Gotcha.
Pretty much, you could spread them among. You can use the action. I believe because for you get the ability for 8 hours for you to spread your spores to any creature, any amount of creatures within 6 feet of you, and or 30 feet, I believe it is, and that is your action. And then for the next hour, you can communicate with any creatures, any of those creatures, telepathically.
Only 300 feet. It's not gonna work.
I
I think it
Okay.
or was it more than? Let me double check.
Actually, I
one.
think it's gonna need to take Argus with us. 'Cause if the Bard is not the Vogel estate, we kind of need to track him down.
Scared. Little swapsies?
Huh?
I guess.
Okay.
I'll take care of these knuckleheads.
These places are like if they might be.
So
We have no clue where
So-
Vogel is.
so just me and you.
No one asked.
We don't know
No,
where
it's
Vogel
the
is.
three of us.
Oh
Trisha
shit.
is going with us.
Yeah,
Okay.
So we're gonna flip.
We don't know where Vogel is, but we do know where Stoneworm is, which is the
Right.
Fang.
Yep.
Which is why you don't need to go with those fuckers.
So then, do you want Twig to come with me instead?
Nice.
Then
The dwarf with the group might have.
Helped with the stoneworm situation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, find out where they are. Maybe
How about
they're,
we
like,
just
the same place,
Don't
same
split up.
area.
Yeah,
Let's just
you know,
go
we
to the
can
Fang.
always not split up.
all right. Let's do Fang first, and then
Okay.
all right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Shoot, let's go.
Then 300 feet for the next.
We don't know where Vogel
Well, like
is.
we're together anyway, so we're good.
Do you have
Okay.
the description sheets for the?
One of the things that I meant to type up this weekend, and I was in the middle of doing so before.
The audio. It's okay,
Well,
DJ. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth.
Before I had a lot of other responsibilities.
Who's
Just you realize we're gonna ask you about that every time.
Okay, write it down then.
murder them?
Write it down. Here. Ready? You can spread your spores as an action in a 30-foot radius around you to any number of creatures. You can then, for the next hour, communicate telepathically with any of those creatures one at a time, as long as they are within 300 feet of you. The rapport spores remain within the system of those creatures for the 1 hour. Meaning if they go farther than 300 feet away from you, they come back within that radius. You don't need to respread the spores. They still have them in the system. Make sense? Okay, so
To the thing.
to the Fang. All of you go to the Fang. You make it that way. Is Pernua coming with you?
Sure.
Okay. Pernua, the whole gang is headed that way. You make it so far as to to the outer tier of the Fang, where there appears to be a type of almost like a rocky outcropping that builds up to where like the Fang would meet a gum, almost as if this is like a petrified gum. Makes sense? That kind of creates almost like a wall around the Fang itself. It appears to have within this petrified gum a door that's been carved. And several guards stand outside the door, and along the perimeter and on the top of the gum looks like it's been carved into to create cremulations. You guys see? There are guards among them. They appear to be any mixture between tiefling, human, gnome, and dwarf.
Go find a set of guards.
Hey, Mr. Guard.
And I walk right up behind them deck just to make sure everything's gonna be.
I also do that with my being out today.
Why?
We need to talk to your leader.
Let's do that.
Oh, do you now?
Yep.
And we need to take notes on his story for the college.
You and every other person in Steercrack.
Really? I don't see anyone else here.
Also, like, he's the only bard right here, right now. No.
We got a smart ass.
I mean, he's a dwarf. Isn't that sort of redundant?
And a racist.
See? Exactly.
That's hurtful.
Please,
All I'm
guard,
trying to
Come
do.
on.
can you please
Both.
let us in to speak to your leader? Please.
Fang's on lockdown ever since. It's for the protection of the Stonewind clan for obvious reasons. Unless you're new in town and don't know what's going on.
Actually,
Well.
I'm a member of the college, and I'm trying to get out the truth to stop,
flash
to help
beam?
prevent. Yes, to help prevent further deterioration in the
Roll a
town.
persuasion check with advantage, please.
23.
23. And the bard. You hear from the guards up in the cremulations. And who are these?
My traveling companions, compatriots, the ones who make sure I don't die on the road here.
Alright, well, you won't need them inside. There's no threats inside.
No, but they are very helpful. That one helps take notes.
Roll another persuasion.
Point at log.
Yes, I did. 29.
You just see him go,
Of all the people you could make necessary, you picked.
There's a bad decision. We'll probably make it.
he just stands there for a minute like,
But they all help me do my job.
welcome to the Fang of Steer Crag, home of Clanstone, Warren. Please be on your best behavior. No weapons allowed. Please check them with the guard at the watch.
Really like your enthusiasm. Good job.
Shut up. As these big iron banded doors open up, you are then ushered to one of the watchtowers and requested to check your weapons.
Those are just those two.
All of them.
Okay.
I did say that you all were my helpers.
Yeah.
Cole does it very reluctantly, but he does divest himself of his weapons.
The rest of you relinquish your accoutrement.
Yeah, like to get
It's the only way we're going to be able to get in.
All right.
Really?
I'm just checking, you know.
I'll,
There's thieves about.
I'll remember your ugly mug.
Most people do.
What about him? He's not too ugly.
He's like a lot of the guards here are just like
I know. It's fine.
it's kind of this feeling of actually, Log, go ahead and roll an insight check for me.
Get an advantage.
Hey.
Didn't help for shit.
7. Just a few.
Something seem off with these guards to me.
Roll an insight check.
Oh yeah. Double check. Oh yeah. 23.
23. They kind of have this feeling about them where they know their job is about to be no longer an option, and so they're just not putting a whole lot of effort into their last days of work. Does that make sense? They've kind of lost motivation. They're still doing it because they're required to do it, but they're like,
Where am I going to be after this?
Why am I still here today?
yeah, like what am I gonna be at? Where am I gonna be after this? Like they've
Worked for Stone
Clan
for
doesn't
Clan
obviously care
Stormworm
about
my whole life.
exactly.
What clan is going to take me now, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more of like this feeling of apathy, stemmed from a shard of hopelessness. But they're still doing their job and they're collecting all your weapons. I assume all of you hand over all your weapons. If you would like, you could attempt to sequester a weapon and hide one away. If you intend to.
These are my weapons.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, I got weapons.
And I keep
And
my
Eliezer
pool.
does not have the weapons. They take your sword and your shield. You give it.
My shield too?
And my crossbow.
Why the shield?
Both of your crossbows.
Why my shield?
So the shield can still be used as a bashing.
Yes,
Yeah, it was hooked in my hands.
Yeah.
Take your hands away. They can
Mine's
take
just a
your
big
shield.
mirror. It's because I'm very vain.
Please put your shield in the basket, sir.
It's just a giant mirror.
Can I keep my butterfly?
Sir, it's a very fine edged mirror. Please put it in the basket.
What happens if my weapon isn't the way it looks when I get it back?
You get a new weapon, sir.
But it's magical.
Great. You get a magical weapon that looks different. Welcome to Steer Crag.
Is there anyone that seems like they might still have a little hope among the guards?
With that roll, not in the current area, no.
Okay.
Not in the general vicinity. These people were doing their jobs. They were going to let people in. But now they're just like, oh.
We convinced them to let us in, and now they're all like, well, we just still got to do our jobs.
We literally have a pass, and there's literally nothing I could do about it, so why do I care? You said you wanted to do something?
Can I keep my butterfly knife? It's came from my papa when I was very little.
Go ahead and we'll slide a hand check.
12?
I hold up my big mirror shield in front of him while he's
The big mirror chip gets grabbed and put into a bag.
just in a time frame.
And they like kind of frisk you, and they're like, they don't even like get upset at you for trying to hide it. They just put it away.
Okay. No, it's just a keepsake.
Look,
Please
you have a
follow
butterfly knife.
Exactly.
A lot of apathy. And you follow through another doorway that leads you into a like circular courtyard of sorts, but it's like think of it as like a ring because there's another wall that goes further in before you finally get to the building that is a structure carved out of the inside of the fence. So there's like two walls that are like made out of the petrified gums that coalesce around it. And, yep, there's the fence. So you make your way to this kind of beautiful bioluminescent mushroom garden on the inner ring of the Fang court. And the mushrooms aren't growing out of the floor; they're growing out of the sides of the walls, and like from the ground, from the cracks in the ground. They just, and as you pass by them, they are like almost like proximity sensors, and they get brighter as you get closer.
Checks.
Roll in your box.
Every once in a while, a glowworm just straight up falls from the sky and slaps one of the mushrooms. The mushroom just does that sound, and the glowworm falls in the ground, just inchworms its way away.
Okay.
Those aren't too bad. They're at least small.
We trained them so that they don't make messes on the floor in here.
Go out. They take themselves outside. The little worm door they get to go through or something.
What do you do?
Worm.
Lock. No accidents.
Okay, so
Oh, wait, you're not a wolf right now. Never mind.
So you make it around to another guard posting before another double doors of iron banding. You flash your bean again. They roll their eyes and just rather than walk, they just grab the door handle and just lean.
It's that bad, huh?
Yeah, it's that bad. And you guys are led into the. Once you're now in the interior of the Fang itself, this is an impressive structure. It is a beautifully, gorgeously carved out type Earthship type feel of this massive petrified Fang of some absolutely truly titanic creature that has been left behind and has at least 12 different floors among it. It's that large. It is huge. So it has like anywhere between 12 to 20 floors. You can't really tell how big they are because they could be short, they could be large. You guys are different heights, and but you do walk in, and the first thing you come to is a bit of not an empty chamber, but like not a waiting chamber, but a lobby of sorts that has what looks like furniture made out of petrified bones of other creatures here that has been like grouted and molded to the ground. And at second chance, you look like this. These look like. Actually, Trisheni, please roll me either medicine or nature check.
Just. Oh yeah, nature. 9.
9. It looks so familiar. They look like something like a much bigger version of something that you've become very recently accustomed to. Yeah, it looks so familiar. They got bones and other petrified bits of it. Almost like the whole thing wasn't bone at once, but now it is stone. They almost look like very solid beanbag chairs. It's like biting at you at the back of your brain, like, what material is, what is it? What would it used to be? Why do I know what this is? The size is throwing you off. Great. You wait there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes before someone finally comes out.
During the wait,
Sure.
detect magic.
You sense that the door that you came in through and every other door in this area is has quite a bit of abjuration magic.
Okay.
This place is a fortress. Has a lot of magic behind it and wards keeping it. You also sense an innate type of like natural. Usually you don't sense this, but it's like this is kind of innate, natural. Whatever this creature was, it was extremely powerful and fueled by like the powers of the universe, the nature, or whatever innate magics can take the form of.
Similar to the dragon corpses we've been.
Similar to that, yes.
Just sort of.
But this Fang is far too large to belong to any
Oh, yeah,
dragon that
just-
you would have any idea.
The same sort of magical creature.
You have a flash of an image in your head for a moment where you're like, what if this thing did belong to a dragon? And you realize that the size of the dragon would be like nearly a
Unsustainable.
mile from nose to tail.
Damn.
Great.
Anything on the beanbags?
No.
Okay.
No, they appear entirely mundane.
They just stone?
They're petrified, so whatever they were, they're no longer that, and they are now stone. They almost look like that polished brass. Degas, or not Degas, like,
With the women with
the bronze statues.
Oh, Rodan.
Rodan, thank you. Almost like Rodan material.
Did they seem like they're brought in? Like, I guess.
No, they're like attached to the floor. Whatever the floor is.
This is something where like that big blue cobalt would come in handy.
You mean
Tell me, yeah.
Finally, someone comes along about after 40 minutes with what looks like a stone tablet that has dwarvish carved all along it. And they're moving through, and they kind of glance at you, and then they take a double take, and they're like, "Can I help you?"
We're here to see the clan head.
Or whoever's in charge.
No, you're not. No one is to see the clan.
We are.
Really?
You are?
Really? Or whoever is in
Yes.
charge in place of them if they are not fit to speak.
Look, I have an investor meeting in about 10 minutes. Can you please just go up the stairs about 3 flights to the right? You'll find your own way there. I don't care. I'm trying to make sure everybody gets their pensions. Just go.
Is that
Thank you.
actually what the dwarvish writing says?
On the tablet?
Yeah.
Are you trying to read it?
Like glance at it.
Sure, roll perception check.
He knows Dwarvish. Oh, I'm not tall enough to see.
You're not. 18.
It does appear to be some sort of legalese about something involving some sort of funds. It's pretty in depth. Like you'd need a moment with this to actually, more than a glance, to really get some sort of. I mean, it's just filled with a lot of.
He's just not, as far as I can tell, he's not BSing.
And that to here to which while, like those types of like legalese type.
The party of the third part
Yes.
will represent the
Yeah.
party of the second part, and the attempt at the party of the first part
Yeah.
sues the party of the second part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
You just see glances of that as you could person. That's about it.
That looks intense, I'm sorry.
Grateful death. All money would be
So am I. If you look in the meet with Clan Head,
Is the clan head the actual one to meet with, or
No.
is there somebody else that would be better to meet with?
you went up to the chambers, like I was pointing you to, you'll meet the Argent. I haven't seen the Clan Head for a few days.
Is he in the Fang?
We don't know. But this isn't entirely unlike him, so I don't know quite what to think yet, which is why we have to raise the alarm and make people think, oh, we lost it. So much other stuff. All I know is that speak of the spot nearby. What I remember, but
the arbiter's upstairs.
yes, the other.
Thank you.
What's her name? Sorry. I'd just like to think.
Kaladin,
Kaladin?
you are?
Trisha needed. Thank you.
Sure. Make sure you don't break anything, and as you will be liable for any damages that you do.
Of course.
In this period of transition, we hope it's smooth. She looks like she pulls up the thing and starts reading it. A smooth transition of power, replete with honor, respect, and trust.
Sorry to bother you. I'm sure you're very busy. We can find
Yeah,
our own
goodbye.
way. Thank you, Kaladin.
Kaladin seemed like they might have hope that if something were to change, Worm would be better.
That's a big ol' insight. That's a.
Oh, I
that is-
figured.
That's a little complicated. I don't think that's something that you'd be able to really get. That's because that is quite a lot of variables.
Okay. Just general feeling I'm getting.
The general sense you're getting from them is that they also have a bit of a defeatist notion, as a lot of the others. But there's a bit of a twang of remorse. Not necessarily guilt, but just for like pity.
As we leave, Cole will put his hand on him and send to him. We're here to help if we can.
Okay.
Mentally, not say it, but yeah.
To him as he's leaving.
Yeah, as well, yeah, it's Cole's leaving too.
Right, this job is gonna take so many years. And listen, should have been there eventually. So much cool.
It's true. Shush.
Only when the monsters have a lot.
So, where are you headed?
Talk to Arbiter. We're gonna go explore and look for.
I say we go to the Arbiter first.
Don't know what to look like.
With how the head of the Stoneworm clan is, he may be completely useless if we don't replace him with somebody else from the Stoneworm.
Maybe did.
I didn't want to say that,
I almost
dog.
forgot. Seeing as you are a member of the college and you enter yada 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 information by blah 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 blah. Or repeat the whole thing. It's stupid. For your information. Arden has gone through a very trying ordeal lately, as I'm sure you are aware. Whatever rumors or passing information you may have heard, assure you the feelings that it invokes does not close to equivocating. So much so that even us, other members of Stoneworm that suffered the pleasure, have felt his hopelessness. So, I understand you'll do with it what it takes in order to get the truth of a certain story, but it would be remiss if I didn't at least plead your discretion and respect for patience.
Just because I know the truth doesn't mean it has to be spoken.
It's a first.
As you may have heard, discretion is the better part of valor.
Indeed. Notion that's lost most moments. Very well. If I remember correctly, you'll find him somewhere in the courtyard. Where you can find the Arbiter up in the Master Chambers.
Courtyard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which way to the courtyard?
Let's go back outside. It's like the ringed courtyard. You go, it's kind of pretty. It's like those bioluminescent mushrooms. Every once in a while, there's like a weed growing here that doesn't need like sunlight at all. It just kind of grows. You move along until you find a sector of the wall that opens up great to like another walled orb, almost like looking like a canker sore that this massive like gum of a tooth had once had, and it petrified in that manner, so it's a bit like craterous, but then still has a kind of a bit of a wall around it. And you make your way in there, and this is what looks like the royal burial grounds, or as royal. That's what that means, but the official burial grounds. You see an individual. There's three individuals. There's one individual who's a human asleep, leaning up against the wall with a spear in their hand. Just. There's another individual who looks elderly, an elderly tiefling that appears to be adding something from a flask to a cup of tea. In the opposite corner, kind of just has a unreadable expression on their face. And then you see on the far left what looks like brushing the dirt away from something before a headstone. In a very deliberate, slow manner. Looks like a dwarf, male dwarf or something. In regalia that would look good if it was cleaned in the next few weeks. Or washed at all, basically. It looks as though they traveled hundreds of miles in this garb. It just hasn't been maintained.
It's not interrupt yet.
I think we have to.
At one point, he might be here all day.
We don't have a whole lot of spare time.
This might just be a state at this point.
I'm gonna renew my detect magic as we.
You detect. I can go through 5 feet of, or it's 5 to 10 feet of dirt or soil or something like that.
Foot of stone, inch of metal, 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay, yeah, you see that before the headstones and among the areas that you believe there might be corpses buried, small magical trinkets such as rings, necklaces, whether they're just enchanted in order to preserve or have other abilities, they have been buried with people.
I'm more thinking about him.
Okay, you inch a little closer, try to get a better vantage point. You see before him, in the dirt, what looks like some sort of blanket that he's slowly pulling the grains of dirt away from. The blanket appears to be magical, some sort of transmutive and attribute, possibly also intertwined with enchantment. You recognize this type of thing. This is like, oh, this is some sort of preservative.
May I help you with that?
You walk up and talk and speak to him.
Yeah.
He was afraid of the dark.
Who was he?
That's why he can't have the blanket covering his face.
I understand. Fear, a very real thing. State surely. Best to be without it if possible.
Tries to keep you alive.
Always.
Doesn't always succeed.
It sometimes gives you that little extra edge to help you. That's about it. Doesn't always help. It's just there.
Leans down further and starts delicately pulling back the blanket a little bit more, kind of like curling it about, so it's a bit of a babushka. Delicately moving one piece of hard stone, pebble, dirt, side. It's a perfect circle around. What you can see now is a swaddled babe. Dwarven descent. Cold, blue, still. Head just facing out from the dirt, exposed to the air.
Nothing else magical
on the individual. It was loud again. Right? Is that what I have written?
Lagrin?
Lagrin, yeah, Lagrin. Lagrin. Off kilter, only kept upon his skull by this particular shape of his ear, preventing it from passing his jawline, is a crown of sorts made of stone, encrusted with very few gemstones, just 3, or a jet sapphire. It looks like the crenulations of a wall that has been rocked, like sitting upon its end, barely hanging from the cartilage that is its ear. His eyes unblinking, devoid, dried, tears, lost. Responding only to the most mundane questions.
What about the other 2?
One of the guard is asleep, snoozing, and the other looks like sort of a maitre d' of sorts, or like some sort of butler or housekeeping staff that appears to be also have that bit of hopelessness, but kind of have that Batman Albert kind of look where is his name Albert, right?
Alfred.
Alfred look where it's just always like but it's a little bit sad and it's a little sunken to the point where they appear to have been poured some sort of very heavy alcohol into the tea that they are currently sipping, trying to numb the feeling that's really bad.
Sorry for your loss, my lord.
So am I. It wasn't enough to point to him.
We lost both.
Okay. Do you know? Have you ever been in war?
Till a couple of months ago, my family thought I was dead. I understand that. The loss of a family, either one that is dead, one that you think is dead, is more than what you can, than others can grasp.
They seem nearly unaffected by the speech that you're giving them, kind of on the preacher course. Whatever is they're going to say. Have you ever been to war?
At war. However, I've almost died multiple times. If it wasn't for, and Cole will point behind him, them.
You know what they say about death? It's not something that happens to you, it happens to everyone else you meet.
Cole will look over at Trisheni at that point with a little tear.
War. War is the worst of all. Because not only does it make orphans of the ones back home, but there should never be a father that outlives his son.
There should never be a child that has to suffer because of what others do.
I can see it in your eyes. You've never been on the battlefield, how to protect your family against every country or millions of those that tried to destroy everything you knew. What do you know of it? War is a being, a creature that leaves in us but nothing but bones covered with dust.
Have you heard of Karadim?
Heard of Karadim? I was there when it happened.
So were we. So was I. I stayed and dealt with the orphans after with help of my friends. The ones who were left behind, unlike the others. Bitten, hurting, potentially dying and changing.
He stands up, walks past the headstone, leans on it for a moment. You've come here to compare your grief to mine.
I'm not here to compare your grief to you. I'm here to wake you up, my lord. The war is brewing in your city right now.
Wake me up.
Through your own inaction, through your grief.
As awake as I've ever been, I see things for what they really are.
You will let others suffer just as much as you have?
Better they suffer quickly than suffer long.
What do you
No
mean by
matter
that?
what it is. No matter how many people I have sacrificed, and time, energy, loves, and lives that I have done, there's always something that destroys it all.
Death comes for all of us.
So why not sooner than later?
Because if you do not continue to live, then what is the point of everything?
Aye. What is the point?
If I followed that logic, I would have killed myself 1,000 times over. I would have never become the bard I am. I would have never done any of the
What
things.
bond are you?
Bard of the college.
What did you?
So
Cole will
that-
slap him for that. I don't care. Cole will slap him.
Okay. Roll attack roll.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Cole misses. I know Cole misses. I rolled a 4.
I gave him one of my dice.
You hit.
Yeah, I did.
So you hit, but your hand upon the rough, hard, steel-like stone that it is his jawline and face is. You feel it in your hand, almost as if you've fractured one of your bones upon his stalwart visage, entirely unaffected. A true stone core.
So that's it.
Can I?
They win.
How dare you? I gave up everything. Everything.
You gave up now.
Everything.
Look below you, child. You don't have things to lose.
No.
You still have a family that loves you. You can see it in your eyes.
I have a family. I don't know if they love me. As far as I know, they think I'm dead.
They're alive. I think you.
They think they're mad right now when I tried to talk to them.
My lord. I
You're
try
not
to.
interested in trading grief.
My lord.
I'm
Try to-
tired of a child that thinks their grief is all that the world has.
I try to lift his chin up from the grave and look into his eyes.
He's like past the grave, facing the back of the wall, leaning with his hand up upon the top of the gravestone.
We
I
can't
try
speak
to.
to
I try to make eye contact with him.
with this child.
He should see in my eyes that, my background with the haunted one.
Like,
See.
you literally have that feature. It's literally word for word verbatim in your back.
Yeah. And I'll be like, I was there. I have died. I have come back. My family has thought I was dead. I basically was. You know why it's important? It's for them. You can come back, you keep fighting. And you do it with friends and people that still love you. Even if you don't love yourself. Come back to us. Come back to your people. They need you.
Trivializing the world because you think your grief is all there is.
I know,
He
Grace.
doesn't even hear you.
Oh, I know.
I'm still talking. I'm pissed.
I've been there.
Who would love a father that couldn't protect his son? Would love a husband that couldn't save his love?
Would love a dog.
Someone who knows he tried.
That is what's important. My father is being tortured right now and I can't do anything about it except be here to talk to you. So please, help me help my father. If nothing else, if you can't help your son, help my father.
help my sister.
You
I feel what do I have left to give that I haven't given? Hire me already.
It's the one thing that keeps us going, more than anything else. If hope wasn't a thing, I don't know if Shani and I would be here. If there isn't hope, there is vengeance.
Let our death not be in vain. I cannot know your exact sorrows, but I'm sorry. I empathize.
It's not any cascading failure of faith throughout the city. Even if I did, what could I possibly hope to achieve?
So you will let everybody else fall? Because to the people that potentially even caused their deaths?
You'd rather have me fight for it than lose more lives?
At least you're fine.
I can go lie in a corner right now and die. Dying's easy. Trust me, I've been there. Multiple people have been there. Dying is easy. I can die with no effort. Living is hard.
The blessed worm abandoned us, sentient. Even if I wanted to. What could I possibly do now? The damage is done. No heir, no queen. I've been viewed as a broken man among men. What could I possibly do? Even if I wanted to. Even if all of what you say is true.
You don't let them win?
Man is only broken when he gives up and stops trying to do the right thing.
Well, maybe he's given up.
Like I said, dealing with a child.
Let the vultures eat your scraps. Show these buzzards that they aren't worth your time. I've come to bring the light. I will help your child in the darkness. Zemdak, give me the lantern. Here is an ever-present light for your child. To no longer fear the darkness. Be brought out of this, so that you can show the world your strength, your power, and that this isn't all for naught.
We will do what we can to aid you.
We'll open up the lanterns as the continual flame in it and put it next to the grave.
And I'll take out one of the purple worm stone tablets. Here's your proof. You found the worm again.
He puts his hand on the scale as though he's a man putting his hand on a Bible. He gazes at the flame. And you hear and feel the grating of his nails as he digs his hand into the scale. Like imitating the feel that his chest is upon his heart right now. And it just utters through cracked ears. Warbish passing blessing. May the stone rise to meet you. the draft be always at your back. May the glow mountain blood shine warm upon your face. And as the silt falls soft upon your feet. Until we meet again. May Moradin hold you. The head of his hammer. He just looks at you as the divine individual who's doing these right proceedings. He just nods, and as his head shifts, the tears fall from the meniscus of his eyes down his cheek.
Cole's gonna lean in and go, "Stone, the flesh forgets, the stone remembers."
I've never thought I'd have a child quoting the old magics to me. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but I'm Largrim Stonestorm. Rightful and current ruler of Steercrag and true heir of Grimdamar. At your service. And that's where we're going to end our session.
Oh.
Oh. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I shall have my vengeance in this life or the next. Oh God, big one for that one. Ooh boy. Thank you guys for sticking around. That's the end of this episode of CrestVahllen Argent Flame, presented by Dice of Ages. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. And as always, stay safe out there. Take care.
Bye, guys.